What's up guys, it's Klex here, and today I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to improve your defensive side in SND. To start off the advice, I want to say you want to play SND as a numbers game. Play off your teammates, hit stuff together, and face off the enemy together. Don't challenge alone if you do not have to. You're just throwing away your life at that point. Another thing we have to get off the way right off the bat is the minimap is going to tell you more of a story. It's going to tell you more info than callouts, of course, because at all times it's going to show you how to adapt throughout the map with your teammates, and also obviously those little red dots that are going to pop up when your enemies are shooting. That is also going to give you information as well. And then the last main fundamental point we want to get out of the way before we get into the big pieces of advice is to attempt to learn the best power positions on every single SND map so that you understand what you would like to gain control of with your teams throughout the map to use those power positions to win the round more easily. Alright, so first tip. You want to play for picks on the defensive side. Offense is who's going to have to make the play, obviously. They have the bomb, they need to go get it planted, or they need to go ahead and kill you all, right? So play for picks, value your life, and just take it slow. Obviously, yes, you want to go ahead and maybe change up the pace here and there, just catching off the enemy off guard, but in general on defense you want to slow it down and play for picks. Let the enemy make the play and let them make a mistake. Now another tip, try to be in good positions to trade at all times with your teammates. You can't just let your life go. You can't just let an enemy get a kill. Like I said, S&D is a numbers game. So at all times work with your teammates, communicate with them and say, hey, I got your trade right here. This is a fundamental point as to being a good SND team, as to being a good SND player, like I said at the beginning of the video. And hey, you can still get picked off if you're on defense, obviously. So do things like shoulder peeking, using tacticals like your flash grenades, stun grenades, throw those things, get information. You know, shoulder peek, like I just said, if you don't know what that is, it's basically just edging out your body ever so slightly around a doorway or anything, and then coming back so quickly. That is a good way to safely get information. Really play it smart and methodical. Do not get picked off. If you want good team positioning on defense, one of your main goals should be to aim to make it harder for the enemy to pick you and your teammates off and make trades. Another thing, play the clock on defense. Time is sometimes your best friend in SND, so delay the enemy's pushes and try to rotate as effectively as possible to use that time to your advantage. Use your communication to work better as a team. Let them know how you want to rotate, how you want to play every single round. I think eventually I'm going to make a video on that, how to have better communication. Here's some pieces of advice right out of the way. Let the person trying to clutch focus up. No need to backseat game. Of course, give them all the information you can, but let them play it out usually. They're already in a nerve-wracking situation, so no need to make it worse. And another thing, when you're dead and you're not giving out any callouts in S&D, maybe think about the next play you can make. The next round and even after that round when you're back on defense. And back to the usage of some things. Trophies. Use them methodically. Don't just throw them out willy-nilly. Really think about how you use them. I think that's a big undermined point that isn't talked about much. You really want to play it smart with those things. They're so vital to helping you out because they obviously block every single explosive or general tacticals. Frequently you're playing on defense or just in S&D in general, I want you to really think about, hey, if I'm in this position and I die, how will this affect my team and the outcome of the round? That's a really good thing to get around your head, and I think it will really improve your positioning because if you're like, okay, if I die right here, I'm leaving this guy in a very bad situation. Or if I die right here, okay, I'm gonna get the information on him, boom, he's gonna get the trade. Something like that, you know? I think that's a really good kind of mental thing to think about in your head. To help you improve your positioning at S&D very rapidly. Just in general, what are you covering? What are you keeping open? Stuff like that. In S&D, if you can't stop a push, people are just rushing in. There's 3 guys rushing in on you, or you getting naded by a fucking oblivion of stem sexes, whatever. If you can't stop a push, don't be afraid to fall back. It's really important to valuing your life in that kind of situation. And another thing in that scenario, you want to try to aim to buy time for your teammates to rotate to the site that you're defending. Perhaps maybe you're on that site alone, so in that situation you want to run back, maybe throw a grenade, throw some shots down to get them scared to put the bomb down, something like that. Buy time for your teammates in that sort of situation. And in SND, there's no playing dumb. In Respawn, there's a lot more leniency of making mistakes, but in SND, it's why a lot of people don't become consistent, or SND is one of their favorite game modes. They're slacking off. There's no playing dumb, even if you think the other team is shit. Momentum is serious in SND. You give a team 2 rounds, 3 rounds, they're back in it, man. So don't play dumb, don't slack off. It's up to offense to make the play, and you gotta let them come to you. And if they aren't making the play, at least in your sights, you aren't getting information. But that is still obviously information. So use that to your advantage. Let your teammates obviously know, hey, I'm not seeing anything, blah, 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 blah. That's still good info. And once you have that info, use that and play appropriately, like I said. Another thing I want to get to you in improving at winning defensive rounds more is it's easier to be read on defense. What you can do to counteract that is to not be afraid to be aggressive in a smart manner. When you're holding an angle that's obvious, it's going to be easy for an enemy to be already centered on you and kill you rather easily. So play on an angle that gives you an advantage, or play on a credi angle. Meaning in our saying, credi is playing a position that someone isn't expecting really. So don't be afraid to switch it up in that type of way. And to get more of these angles or tactics or anything, watch the Call of Duty League to get new strats, even the Challengers League. Recently, if you want to, you can go to the CDL Challengers YouTube and watch the finals that were between Lore Gaming, I think it is, whatever, Haggie's team. They were in the finals against Team Canada, and man, that SND team of Haggie's is very, very good at SND. If you're bored of, or you ever watch the pro matches, you could go ahead and check that team out. But obviously the pro matches in the CDL as well. Very, very good SND teams there, such as FaZe, Toronto Ultra especially, and Dallas Empire. And player in Ops Chicago that's been really, really doing well in SND is Scum. So to end off the video, we're going to say this. Play more to stay alive than get kills, especially if you're at the less planted / pushed bomb site. Your life is much more important to your teammates, especially in that example, because if you die, that's a free bomb plant, and it makes the round a lot easier for the enemy to win. And just some of the maps in Cold War, especially Miami SND, the bomb site's there, if the bomb is planted, it's really, really hard to retake it. So definitely take all the pieces of advice I gave on this tip, but also all the previous ones to heart and into your mindset when you're playing defensive rounds in SND, and I guarantee you're going to be a better player if you follow all the piece of advice I gave on this video. But alright guys, that's going to be pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the advice I gave you, and if you did, go ahead and leave a like. That's all I ask for. It's going to really help the channel grow. And yeah guys, link in the description if you want to go ahead and join the Discord. We've got over 130 plus people there interested in playing some competitive Call of Duty. Follow me on Twitter at Klex. And yeah guys, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe for more videos to get better at competitive Call of Duty. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. It's Klex, and I'm out. Peace.